Welcome back to the Broker Power Up podcast, the AIME podcast for strategy, stories, and insights to help you close more loans. I'm Tommy Golightly, joined by Jonathon and Haddad. How are you?
Well, my friend. We're just coming back from Puerto Rico, and I think we have a couple stories
A couple.
for our guests today. But as we've done in the past, the fortune cookie, but this story is a little different. And if you can fill in the audience, what did we do with the fortune cookie?
Well, first, we got a lot going on today. We have the Broker Buzz, where we're going to dive into the top posts of the week for the Brokers Are Best Facebook group and discuss what's trending, what's working, and what you need to know. Then we're going to do the sales pitch training, which John is going to tie heavily into Ascent and cause a ton of FOMO because you most likely weren't there. And then we're going to wrap things up with story time with John, unless you're one of the few members that I introduced this podcast to while we were at Ascent. Then welcome back from Ascent. It was a pleasure to meet you, and glad you're joining us here on Monday.
Well, you see how Tommy is such an operator, and I'm such a salesperson. I was like, we're just going to jump in, and Tommy said, wait, get back on schedule. We have an agenda to attend to.
We have an agenda, and we have the YouTube algorithm gods that need to listen to what we're going to be talking about in the first minute and a half. So there's your marketing tip. If you are getting into YouTube, in the first minute and a half, explain what you're going to talk about, and then you can ramble as much as you want. But yes, John is correct. We have a fortune cookie. And this fortune cookie flew with me to Puerto Rico, just in case John and we had this crazy idea that, we would have time to record a podcast on top of 7 to 9 content. It didn't happen.
No,
but now we have this fun fortune cookie that left whole and then made it whole the entire way until I went through security coming home, and then it broke. And I was just like, dang it, because it was like in the top of my backpack for like safekeeping. But that's just how the cookie crumbles. Let's see this week's fortune. Oh, and we found a fortune cookie on the floor in the room randomly one day. This week's fortune: embrace the serenity of Sunday and find peace within.
Yeah, dude, I love that one.
It's almost like we weren't allowed to record a podcast last week because this has to hit this week because this Sunday is Easter Sunday.
So one, yes, Easter Sunday.
Yes.
Two, on top of that, my wife and I talked about Sunday being our new planning day.
Oh,
so like Sunday morning,
that's what we do.
Kids wake up. So we were trying to do it different days, but we just moved it to Sunday after Puerto Rico. So that when you said the Sunday, on top of it being Easter, also that hit. And it's like, that's exactly what I'm trying to do, is find serenity on Sundays. So Serenity Sundays is the new theme that we are going to have moving forward. Serenity Sundays. What about you?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, my wife and I, Sunday is our planning day. It's usually our grocery day. It's go visit family day. It's take care of stuff around the house. Saturday is really our fun day, and then Sunday is all business, so that the week of work is that much easier. Like we do meal prepping, we do once a month we do like a financial sit down and pay bills, and we do a whole bunch of different things on Sundays just to clear our heads so that we can focus on the week ahead. So the serenity is definitely something I embrace every Sunday, unless it was this past Sunday, which I did taxes, which was not very serenity.
More
but it's done. Now it's done. Speaking of which, we have a question about taxes.
Look at that. Speaking of which.
Look at that. We can start. No, we're not going to go out of order, but we will get there with our first question of the Broker Buzz this week.
All right.
I have 2 borrowers that have faced financial challenges recently, and their credit is trash can emoji. But they have several properties that are free and clear or lots of equity. Any solutions for them?
So, in this situation here, the one, you could potentially do hard money, especially if they have as much equity as you're saying. They're free and clear. I don't know how much they're worth, but if there is a lot of equity, you generally will find somebody that has some affinity for hard money. But obviously with hard money, if they go down that path, they have to pay that money back generally in a 9 to 12 month period. So depending on what they're looking to do, you got to make sure that option makes sense. In this case, you're saying they're dealing with financial challenges already. So hard money, maybe it doesn't make sense for them. Maybe they aren't able to, something's happening that they aren't able to pay it back on time. So you don't want to put them in a predicament. Now, if the FICO is absolutely completely out of the question, then this option might not make sense. But what I was going to say is potentially looking into one of the HELOC situations to see if you can pull something off like that from an equity positioning. Another idea is send him to a credit union, believe it or not. Send it to a credit union that lends their own money to each other. There might be an option there, especially if they have a lot of equity, but that's going to be your only paths. Or look, if they're really in a bind and they have several properties, potentially look at selling one. Like if
That's
they're
what I was going to ask.
big of a bind, look at selling it to get them in a better spot. But yeah, that's one of your questions, Tommy.
Yeah, my follow-up question was right on there, and it's, do you ever like, almost as a separate follow-up question, because I like this a lot, is if you have multiple properties and you see these borrowers are potentially stretched a little too thin, is it your responsibility as a professional advisor to be like, hey, maybe we let one of these go and then just get everything else back under control?
So I'm always cautious because I'm not their financial advisor, but
Right,
what
right.
I
Or
will
consider them
say,
to point them to talk to.
and that's
Yeah,
exactly what I'll do is say, hey, look, you're in a bind right now that is nerve wracking. And I'm not going to sit here and sugarcoat it and tell you otherwise. Just based on my experience, if you don't devise a plan very soon, they will foreclose or something will happen with your home. That's not me telling you to scare you. That's me telling you because I've just seen it happen in my 13 years. Like waiting and doing nothing is not a plan.
yeah.
So that's how I'll talk about it, but I won't ever say you must do this or else. It's more so exactly your point. I would highly recommend you go see a counselor for this, go see a financial advisor, go talk to the right people, because right now, with how you're structured and set up, you are not looking good over the next 12 months. So that's generally how I'll bring it up without saying you need to do
Yeah.
this.
No, it makes sense.
Mhm.
And our next question, can someone get pre-approved if they haven't filed taxes in 5 to 6 years? I didn't know that was allowed. I wish I could skip taxes that many years.
So technically, here's the technicality. Some people roast me for this, but here's just the technicality. So conventional loans, they're, if you're not self-employed, they're not really pulling transcripts. However, if you've defaulted or if you owe taxes or if something has occurred where like a default or something has been put a judgment on your persons, then yeah, that's going to pop up. You won't be able to do anything. If somebody's really been that long since they filed, I generally advise against issuing them the pre-approval. I advise against it. I know some of you will say, yeah, but conventional allows it. It's just I've seen that many years. Look, like, yeah, have I done it before? Like issued a pre-approval, they're 1 or 2 years and they're gonna file. Yeah, like I've issued it, but we've caught up and it's not that big of a deal. However, 5 to 6 years, you're really pressing it. I would be very cautious entering this realm on FHA, VA, government deals. You're not going to really be able to do anything of that nature. But 5 to 6 years, y'all, is really you're setting yourself up for failure. You're setting the consumer up for failure. You're setting the agent up for failure. That's a lot of years to not file taxes. So tread cautiously. I advise against it.
Yeah, and maybe like the last one, to go talk to a financial advisor is the call to action for them,
Yes.
because I mean, getting on a payment plan with the IRS seems like step one to at least figure out where you're at and be like, hey, flag it, get this corrected before moving on. And our final question. Hey, hellos. With all the AI in our business, has anyone found AI that helps create flyers and marketing materials that is decent? Hey, I think we have something for that.
Yes. So AIME launched us at Fuse last year. We have it inside of our portal that you can log into. Brokers are best. And as you log into it, you must be an AIME member, but for $199 for a year, that's it. You can get access to exactly what you're looking for: agent material, material for your company, material for your clients, whatever it might be. You can go ask our AI. It will design and create it for you, leveraging your brand, your colors, any which way you want. We've already done the work for you. So it was an easy one. Nice plug.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I saw that. I was like, oh, yeah, wait, we have an answer for this. I know the answer to this. But if you want your question read on the Broker Power Up podcast, be sure to be in the Facebook group Brokers Are Best and use the hashtag Broker Power Up, and I will be sure to see it when I search for them. And then, if you are not an AIME member and not in the Brokers Are Best Facebook group, check out this ad. Consider joining us. Go to aimgroup.com, check out our different membership levels, and we will see you on the other side for some sales pitch training and a recap, kind of diving into what we took away with Ascent. You're going to learn a lot. See you soon.
Are you a wholesale mortgage professional? Well, then the very first thing you need is a community to help you and your business grow. With AIME membership, your community is right here. Joining our community means never navigating the market alone or operating without a safety net ever again. We are 16,000 members strong of united wholesale professionals. From rookies to top-ranking originators, all dedicated to supporting each other's success so we can grow together. Beyond entry to the best community in the mortgage industry, AIME membership gives you the resources, tools, guidance, discounts, services, and support that help you and your wholesale business grow, thrive, and most importantly, close more loans. AIME membership connects you with leading wholesale lenders and vendors, offering you exclusive access, services, and discounts that save you more money while helping you make more money. Never get stuck on a loan again with our lender escalation program. Grow your network and skills with the wholesale industry's best conferences and networking events. Get the strategies and skills of top originators and industry innovators with AIME's cutting-edge wholesale mortgage education, resources, and content. AIME offers all of this and more, starting at a low price of $19.99 a month. You heard it here first, couple cups of Starbucks coffee. For you to learn more and get started, all you have to do is visit aimegroup.com, AIME group.com/membership. Your community is waiting.
And I'm waiting to become a better salesperson. John, what do you got?
So how you do anything is how you do everything. And Tommy and I, before we go into talking about Ascent and just the journey and the things that we did, when we had these folks enter the room, you have to understand there was $30 billion in production in this room. And there was about 40-ish or so people that we had in the room. So just all over the place from different personalities, different production types, but $30 billion. So you have a different mindset of each person. Everybody's at a different place in their careers. So how do you bring those people together? Well, that has a lot to do with how we set the tone. How did we as AIME set the tone? People walked in. What did we talk about? So a perfect example about setting the tone is I didn't want this to be about like drinking and partying and going out and having fun. Our community loves to do that. All right. We've all been there. I get it. It's a blast. So the first night, we had the opportunity to bring Hal Elrod. He is the author of a book called The Miracle Morning. And it's basically about starting your morning, how to get it off the ground. Well, we had the opportunity to either bring him in the morning or bring him the first night that we arrived. Well, I recommended, I said, let's have him come the first night to set the tone. So he was there until 9 p.m. Even later, we were talking with our community and we were setting the tone, getting them in the mindset. But that first night got him into the mindset about what to expect over the next 2 days. Because we started at 7 a.m. So the next day, 7 a.m., everybody's there. People are dialed in. People are listening. The first night, we did a walk on the beach. We took everybody's cell phone and put them in a white bag. We made them turn it off. People were very uncomfortable. So why is this important? You might be saying, why does this have to do with sales? Well, ask yourself this question. How seriously do you take your introduction call? How seriously do you take your presentation? How seriously do you take your follow-up? How seriously do you take it when you write the loan and you manage the expectations with the client and you tell them, here are the next steps? How seriously do you take it? Because all of our guests that came, all of the incredible VIP members that attended, people that make it a beautiful living for themselves, people that have changed their lives because of this industry, They came and had a different mindset. Why? Because of the tone that we set. So your words matter. Your process matters. How you get things off the ground matters. Your post-close matters. Every bit of your sales, every bit of your process matters, and how seriously you take it is how your clients feel it. So we set a tone, and you can do the same thing, because that's what sales is about. And so that's what I wanted to share. That's my sales tip. But I do want to talk a bit about Ascent. Tommy, I'll start with you.
Yeah.
Your experience. What was it like for you? What did you see? That was a first for you to see some of our people in that atmosphere. But what was your thought process?
Sure. I thought it was definitely the right direction, and we'll echo what you said about the beach walk, taking people's phones, leading into Hal Elrod in the first night really did set the tone. And I mean, yeah, people were drinking, but no one, it was a non-issue.
Yes.
And everyone was dialed in, and in the morning and throughout the day. Like, I don't think I've ever been to an event that had that percentage of people dialed in. It was hard to find someone who wasn't. And I think it was the perfect size group too for this type of almost leadership retreat, because we're not going to teach these people how to be better salesmen. We're not going to teach them how to, here's the new AI, here's the new platform that's going to change your business. It's not one thing. It's a mindset that hopefully they left with, that they gathered there, and just even from being reinforcing the basics, and just going from, hey, doing a little bit of reading in the morning's good. Doing a little bit of exercise in the morning's good. Doing a little, like, all these things that are good for you. Sometimes people just need to be reminded. And because if people can get into habits, and over a course of a couple of days, like Ascent, those habits can form. And then so when they get home, they don't want to stop. Like, I brought my journal home, and I've been journaling, and I added things. And by the way, the rock paper, super cool, super nice.
Yeah.
But I am an example of how you can take learnings over a couple days and start a new habit that's a positive habit and continue them. You just need to be surrounded by the right people and encouraged in the right way, and not being told to do it, but told, hey, if you do this, X, Y will happen. And then you're more incentivized to do it, instead of just, oh, I'm going to do this because it's good for me. Because I know drinking water is good for me. I know going for a walk is good for me. I know reading is good for me. I know putting down the screen and not picking up my phone first thing in the morning is good for me. All these things I already know. But it's just being reinforced and being surrounded by people who are trying to make that change to be the professional that they want to be.
You know what's not good for you? This stuff. Okay. But
I haven't had that since
I needed some. No, you're spot on, Tommy. I mean, that was a huge takeaway. And to your point, it's like you have so many incredible winners in that room. And one of the things that we didn't want to do is, to Tommy's point, is like, yeah, just here's how to sell, here's how to do this. It's some of those people in the room have scaled their companies to do 6, 7, 8, 9, $10 billion in production. It's like, imagine me teaching them a class on how to scale. Right. Yeah. It's like, it doesn't make sense. It's like, John, I've done, don't get me wrong, I've done $1 billion plus in business and overseen that, but nothing past that, nothing past 1.3-ish billion. So it's like, what can we add to the table where, hey, I could take something away. I can actually learn. I can make changes in my life, even though I'm incredibly successful. And that was what was beautiful is our VIP members. Credit to all of you. You came with an open mind. You came being vulnerable. You filled out those applications, and it was really cool to see you all really just lower the lid a little bit, let us in. But we had that open discussion of vulnerability amongst ourselves and just amongst your peers, and just being able to talk. And the other piece of it was, because business was all over the place in terms of production, being able to see them interact with each other. It was so cool to just watch somebody that's up and coming talk to somebody that's a little bit more established, and seeing them give everything they have. Like that was something that I thought was it was so cool to see some of our members say, "Hey, I can't believe you got so and so to come here. I didn't think they were that cool, but I've just been talking to them for 10 minutes. Oh my God, they're the nicest person ever. I didn't realize they were like this." And when you hear stuff like that, you're like, wait, are you serious? But yeah, that is the reality because of the industry we're in. You know, we have to have our guards up so often, but so many of the people in our space, such good human beings, but a lot of people want stuff from them, right? Especially the top producers. So for them to be in a space that felt safe, they were givers. They were giving and giving and giving, and it was so cool to see the hands go up. I don't know if you noticed.
Oh
When we had some of the biggest producers in the country talking, oh my gosh, the hands were skyrocketing. And they were asking the most direct questions. How do you pay? What's your comp? What's this? And we were just answering. And the free flowing atmosphere that we created, I believe, really set the tone for Ascent. And it will get us ready for even next year's Ascent, but more importantly for this year's Fuse.
Oh, absolutely. And yeah, I asked Tom always a question. I asked how he delegates, and
That's
he
right.
explained, and I was just like, wow, yeah, like that. But I'm not an LO, but these are all leadership skills that anyone can take away from. Like, I'm a leader. I have a team here at AIME, and I learned things on how to delegate. Even though I think I consider myself a good leader, I wouldn't be that if I thought I knew everything and couldn't learn anymore. And so I'm constantly learning. And so just being in those rooms, being able to ask those people those questions is really powerful and has a lot of meaning. And the other thing that you triggered in my head when you were talking about it is getting to know other people and just seeing people in the hallways or at lunch or at dinner. There weren't cliques. I didn't see one clique besides maybe the AIM team, because we were working. But
yeah, it's different.
Besides that, like even at lunch or dinner, we weren't all just, there wasn't the AIM team table. It was, everyone was mixing and matching during meals and in between sessions, and like in the hallways, I never saw the same two people just having a chat. It was always just new people talking to new people, and I just thought that was really nice and inspiring.
I did too.
Trying to think what else. Do you have any other big takeaways?
That's it for me.
Cool. Well, anything else before we wrap up the podcast?
No, sir.
Cool. Well, I appreciate everyone tuning into this episode of the Broker Power Up podcast. If you found today's tips helpful, do us a favor. Hit the like button to let us know you enjoyed it, which helps even more people see this content. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Ring the bell to get notified every time we drop new content. Share this video with a fellow broker who could use a power up. Remember to lead by example, to lift each other up, to grow together, and most importantly, close more loans. Until next time, keep powering up.
Take care.